I was. We had a puppy love relationship for 8 months. 7 months. Okay, for 7 months. Then, of course, we had to separately live life and learn life's lessons separately. Okay. In the year 2000, we met again, and this time we believe that it was like a renewal of being soulmates. You know, a renewal of our relationship, and it was a soulmates meeting again. It was a relationship that I would say we chose that we would live our lives together from then to eternity. Okay. As a matter of fact, we celebrated our 3rd year wedding anniversary this month, and the speaker for tonight has weathered many storms, and he has raised triumphantly over these challenges in life, making him one of the kindest, most loving souls I have ever met in this lifetime. So without further ado, and with pride, I would like to introduce you to Alfredo Cui.
Okay, so Atma Namaste, good evening. That means I salute the divinity within you, okay, and I'm so happy to see everyone here. Actually, there are more of you here, and you don't see them actually, but they see you. They're very good, don't worry. Okay, so hindsight is 2020. When I was around 11 or 12 years old, I saw a sign which read, "Believe in miracles because you are a miracle." That struck a chord within me profoundly, that it became my inspiration, my battle cry, and my slogan. It also affected the way I would look at each person. I would regard each one as a miracle. So before I go any further, I would like to ask each of you to smile. Look to the person on your left. Look to the person on your right. Look to the person behind you and in front of you. And say, "You are a miracle."
You are a miracle.
And give yourselves a warm round of Thank you. My spiritual journey started before I could walk. I was born in 1959, the youngest among 8 boys, raised in a Spanish Cebuano Catholic family. I was born normal except for a common condition termed as triple MAU, okay? Or malikot, magulo, and matigas ang ulo. According to my mom, I was an overactive child. The story goes that she would go, or she would avoid taking me to the department store because I was very overactive and I wouldn't stay put. I'd go wandering by myself. Instead, she would take my other brother, who was more obedient and behaved and boring. But I say that with a lot of brotherly love. Admittedly, though, I was more than a handful. But that would prove to be my saving grace. When I was 1 year old, my parents noticed that their very overactive and rambunctious child was still. I was hardly moving. So they brought me to the doctor, who ran a series of tests and discovered that I had polio. By this time, I was completely paralyzed on my left side. But God does work in mysterious ways. My father at that time was working as a public relations officer for the Drug Association of the Philippines, and found out that one of the pharmaceutical companies was about to introduce the polio vaccine in the Philippines. for the first time. But they needed to conduct tests on its effect in tropical climates. So they needed a guinea pig. And I was it. After 2 years of treatment and physical therapy, this was the result.
Wow.
Everything seemed normal, I think. Okay. Although I would say medical science was responsible for my healing, I would be amiss not acknowledging God and my mother, who until the day she passed 93, would kneel and pray the rosary 3 times a day. Mind you, she would always pray kneeling, okay, until she was 90 years old. During one of our talks, I asked my mom about the marks that she had on her knees. She had in the center of her knee something similar to a cleft chin, but this was a cleft knee. So I asked my mom how she got it, and she said it was from kneeling and praying the rosary every day for 6 hours when I was stricken with polio. Talk about the mother's love and devotion, plus a direct line to God's ears. So when I was writing this, I was thinking, how would I describe my mom in one word? And this came to my mind, push. Okay? It stands for pray until something happens. And push she did. And God probably felt it, and He did something about it. So, life happened. But I had questions. Why was I healed? What was my purpose in life? So many questions. And I found out that the answer would depend on my current situation. Like when I was about 8 years old, my purpose was to be Batman. Okay? The first and youngest Chinese Batman. With a machine gun at that. Okay? And as a teenager, my purpose in life was to date the smartest and prettiest girl in the world. Which I did. And as a father, my purpose was to do the laundry, make some pie, iron the clothes, and make sure that there was a dede for my kids. Okay? And be their best friend. But kidding aside, the question would always come back, so I went searching for the answer. My wife and I were discussing our need to get into higher spirituality. We are practicing Catholics. Yet we found that there was something lacking. One evening, my wife was experiencing a terrible headache, and she had taken a painkiller, which made, in other words, it didn't work. Okay? But the next day, it had escalated into what we suspected was a migraine. And despite the most powerful migraine medications, the pain became unbearable. The doctors ordered a CT scan, and they discovered an unruptured aneurysm in her brain. Not one, but 2. We were given the prognosis and options. A couple of weeks later, I went to the gym to work out. I knew I was going to be the only one working out there because it was noon on a Saturday, and the next class would be at 4 p.m. When I got in, my coach informed me that someone would be joining me. Okay, so, where was I? Coach informed me that someone would be joining me. So, I would have a companion for the workout. She arrived, we talked, and she told me that she was a Pranic healer and invited us to take the course, and we did. Now, 6 months later, 16 months after our basic course, my wife is here in the pink of health, and we have now grown to our attic level as Pranic healers. But most importantly, our spirituality continues to grow with the teachings of Master H.O.M.E, the sutras, meditation, service, and daily healing. Oh, and the answer to the question of what my purpose in life is, I found it. As I was healed, I wanted to heal. So, what do Christmas, birthdays, and other special occasions have in common? Anything?
Food.
Food. Okay, food. What else? Anything else?
Gifts.
Gifts. Okay, gifts. Okay. And what does every day have in common with special occasions? Anyone?
Day.
Day? Day? Gifts.
Present.
The gift of time. 86,400 seconds. 1,440 minutes. 24 hours. This gift comes to everyone regardless of race, religion, gender, health, and economic class. Yet others would ignore it, others would waste it. The mission of your life, your soul, is to grow up. That's Grandmaster H.O.M.E in one of his sutras, Beyond the Mind, Golden Lotus Sutras on Meditation. Today you are being offered a gift to change your lives and make a difference for yourself and for others through Pranic. Remember that first slide? Hindsight is 20/20. It always is. We only realize the value of something or someone when we've lost it. Right? And when we do, regrets creep in. There are no coincidences. Everything happens for a reason. Some of you are here because you were brought here for healing, or know someone in need of healing. Others because you were invited by a friend, some searching. So, the question is, what will you do with your gifts of knowledge, healing, time and awareness, and the gift of choice? The choice is yours. Atma Namaste.
Did he become our gift?
Yes.
So I know how much you want to hug him. So everybody, let's give them. Were you touched?
Yes.
Were you moved?
Yes.
Were you inspired?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Master.
Now that we've gotten a gift from a perfect title, no, that every day could be a present. That's why maybe the word present, which means gift. Two words, present and present. Your presence could really be a present to everyone. And can you share it then and say, you are my gift? Can you spell it to each one?
You are my gift.
And the more people you will tell that you are my gift, you will have more gifts. Isn't it? The more people that you tell you have a gift. So, if you enter a bus, you don't know anyone, you are seated with someone, nothing is accidental. You had said, nothing is coincidence. So you can now say, if you cannot say, you are my gift, you cannot say that to everybody. A stranger, they might really wonder what you're talking about. But then you can say, you are my gift. What happens if you say it? By virtue of a positive energy, light attracts light. So you attract a gift because you generated that you are also a gift. So you will not steal your money, he will not hurt you, he will not contaminate you, whatever, because you already programmed that everyone is a gift.